Good evening, and welcome to the St. Petersburg By Night podcasting network. Tonight, we present to you our Vampire the Masquerade chronicle, Mementos.
Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the St. Pete by Night YouTube channel where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer tabletop role-playing game set in the world of darkness. We play Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, and Werewolf the Apocalypse. My name is Crafty Mirage. You can find me on all social media at Crafty Mirage, and I am one of the storytellers here at St. Pete by Night. Make sure to check out St. Pete by Night on all major social media platforms. We're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and we're also on Twitch. But you should check us out on our website, stpeteby.night.com, where we have our city map, our storyteller profiles, and our one-of-a-kind threat meter. If you aren't already a subscriber here on YouTube, you should go ahead and hit that follow button and catch up on our past episodes. And if you're interested in playing with us, come and join our amazing Discord server and be a part of our community. Today we are playing Mementos, one of our exclusive chronicles here on St. Pete by Night. Let's introduce our players, starting with Wex.
Hi, I'm Wex, a Dark Path on TikTok, and I'm playing Emeric Vale, Tremere.
All right. Lilith, go ahead.
Hello, I'm Leaf. I'm Lilith. I play a character named Leaf, who is a Lysandra.
All right. So, the Labradors Coterie has been active in St. Petersburg for about, I would say, 4 months now, and they were given the very special assignment, very secret assignment, of retrieving some stolen items that were taken from the penthouse of Prince Isabel de Navarra the night she succumbed to the beckoning. The coterie was put together with Emeric, Leaf, and 2 other individuals by the names of Mabel and Tugger. After retrieving one of the handmaidens that had stolen some of the items from Isabel de Navarra, Tugger and Mabel decided to leave the coterie, leaving Leaf and Emeric to fulfill the arduous task of tracking down the remaining 2 handmaidens and trying to finish this job themselves. Tonight, they gather together to complete one assignment that they had some information on for quite a while now. The retrieval of a Bible that was owned by Prince Isabel that the Handmaiden's Ghoul donated to the Archdiocese of St. Petersburg. We find ourselves in the Coterie Haven tonight. The Coterie Haven is a museum in the territory known as Indian Rocks Beach. It is a small little house that was converted into a local history museum, showing off the state of the city and the area around the museum over the course of the past several decades. Emeric, why don't you go ahead and describe your character to us?
Well, Emeric is your typical non-assuming, bookish college professor type. He's not a college professor, but he looks the part. You know, he's got a tweed jacket on. Sometimes he wears a tie. Sometimes it's just a button-down shirt. Sometimes it's a vest. Tonight he'd be wearing the tie and the vest. He wears dark rimmed glasses. He's about 5'10", reddish brown hair. Usually keeps a modest amount of facial hair. Not a full beard. Just some well-trimmed scruff, you could say. Yeah, he's spends a lot of time, obviously, around books or looking at artwork, examining things in his laboratory.
All right, Leaf, and why don't you go ahead and describe yourself?
So Leaf is about 5'4", and she has brown hair that reaches about mid-length down her back. It's usually worn as a braid. She's usually found in a black tactical gear outfit, almost like she's ready for a job at any moment. She is often found patrolling the streets, so to speak, or reading up on some various bits of occult knowledge, or working on her connection with Oblivion.
So the museum that they find themselves in, as described, is a small blue-sided home that has nice grayish roof, and some white trim on the windows, and a door with a mosaic-looking glass. It's a beach house, so it is built on some sort of stilts because of the close proximity to the ocean to prevent any flooding from getting inside the home. The inside can only be described as a roadside attraction, sort of touristy interior. There is old furniture. It's meant to look homey, but also educational. You'll find photos of the beach throughout the years, throughout the decades. You'll find kitschy seashells and just local art from the neighborhoods. There's a nice large mural painted across one wall in the entryway that just has the Indian Rocks area painted, as well as the rest of the St. Petersburg Peninsula, with various little old-timey people and just locations. Like, it's old. Looks like this whole area was made in probably the 80s, and the art reflects someone who painted it probably in the 60s. The Leaf and Emeric, today you find yourselves in the sitting room area that you tend to gravitate towards, and you're making final preparations for your heist, as it were, to retrieve the Bible. The scene is yours.
Emeric would look over to Leaf. Are we ready to do this?
as ready as we have ever been for anything before.
Fair enough. We have the comms, yes?
Yes, we have the comms for you guys.
Yes. And the plan? We're still going to split up? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. You and our retainers will take care of the security footage. I will clear the room and pick up the Bible.
Would you rather yours go with you? Since we changed it up a little bit.
No, I think that it would make more sense for Lanny to go with the two of you. It'll be easier for me to get the room clear if I'm alone with whoever the highest ranking person in the room is.
That's fair.
Just remember, we want as few people to remember us being there as possible. So try to keep to 10 minutes between interactions, and hopefully you can get their attention and we can wipe them as we go. That's my plan, at least. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I figured we would try to mind wipe everybody involved.
Okay.
What's your name going to be for this?
Ooh, that's a good call. What do you think? What's a good Catholic sounding name?
Sullivan.
Just Sullivan? I have a first name?
That would be your first name. There are plenty of...
Sullivan. Okay, so what's my last name? If Sullivan's the first name, what do you think?
Well, I picked the first one.
What about Sullivan Creed?
That's pretty solid.
All right, we'll go with Sullivan Creed then. And your name, if you get asked?
You see Leaf get a mischievous grin for a split moment. Nah, I shouldn't do that one.
Oh, no, you have to share. What were you thinking?
I was thinking Valerie, but I think that's too soon. How about we just go with Annabelle?
Annabelle. Annabelle what?
Considering we're here, I wouldn't have traveled with you.
I mean, you can also
Annabelle
be a Creed if
Dixon.
you want. Dixon, I like that.
No, let's go with Dixon.
All right. It's a pleasure to meet you, Annabelle Dixon. I am Sullivan Creed, at your service.
Wonderful.
Got my bags. I assume Marigold has her equipment. Lanny is prepared. Is there anything else we need?
No.
The church should be quiet tonight. Open, but quiet, yeah? That's what we've sort of pinned down?
As far as I'm aware, all of the research has led to this night being the best.
Well, are you ready? I'm ready.
I've been ready. It seems like you are the one that's more nervous.
Shall we take the SUV or Not
Don't.
the van. We should take the SUV.
Don't. Yes. Oh, the van.
Let's take the SUV.
Thank you.
Your ghoul Lanny looks slightly disappointed at the mention of not taking the van. Do you want to describe what Lanny looks like to the audience, Emeric?
Yeah. So Lanny, her hair is usually just generally colorful. In this tonight, it would be a deep red, not quite blood red, but approaching that, and sort of mixed in with black. Sort of her, at least one, like her right side of her head is sort of shaved, not skin, but like shorter than the rest. She looks very professional. She has a business jacket on, body armor underneath, but very much what's what I'm looking for. Very discreet body armor. With the red button-down shirt. Her hair is very short too. It's not maybe like 4 or 5 inches, so it's short-ish. She's about 5'7", built very athletically. She may have been, actually was, a former Olympic biathlon, so she has a very muscular physique, is very fit. And if you're particularly observant, you might notice that she has a sidearm under her jacket on the left side.
And is Marigold with you guys tonight?
Yes, she is here with us.
Why don't you go ahead and describe her to the audience?
So Marigold is a 5'6" Mexican woman. She has very dark brown, almost black, long hair that is incredibly curly. She wears black-rimmed glasses and has an incredibly friendly look to her. Right now, she is wearing a professional but definitely work black button-up shirt. She is wearing not quite business suit pants, but definitely more professional, a nicer fabric to them. And she is also wearing a black cap that is helping keeping her hair up in its ponytail.
All right. So if you're all ready to go, Lanny would go ahead and hold the door open for you all to step outside and lead the way to the SUV.
And Emeric would, follow and head to the. Would probably sit in the
back?
For this particular, in the back.
Okay. All right. So, Leaf, where would you be taking position in the vehicle tonight?
I would actually probably sit in the front for this.
Okay. So, Lanny driving with Leaf in the passenger seat and Emeric and Marigold sitting in the back seat. You all drive from Indian Rocks Beach over to the Archdiocese of St. Petersburg. It's not very far, less than a 20-minute drive from where you started. The Archdiocese of St. Petersburg is a very large chapel with white stone exterior. It's got the buildings that are attached to it are for administrative purposes, and it has a very Florida architectural feel to it. There are some very large stained glass windows facing the parking lot as you guys pull in, and Lanny will park the vehicle. It's about, I would say, 8 p.m. in the evening, and the sun has set. And also, I will need your rouse checks.
Yes, you will. I am one hungrier from rousing, and I passed my blush.
I got a crit on my gross dice.
Okay,
So-
that's fine. It just means you pass.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Are you also going to blush tonight?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. So you pull into the Archdiocese. Lanny holds the door open for Emeric, as dutifully as always. There is light on within the chapel, as if they were just holding an evening mass, but based on how empty the parking lot is, it appears that either evening mass it has ended already, or those in attendance are very few and far between. What would you like to do?
Is there one? Do I recognize the bishop of the diocese in the building at all? In the room?
So, are you going into the building?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we're outside right now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would start walking into the building.
All right. Are you going alone, or are you bringing Lanny with you?
I think all four of us are going.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all four of us are going, and Marigold and I have a couple of backpacks where we just look like security workers, basically.
Okay, so as you go in, you do see that the cathedral is lit up. There are pews throughout the entire. There are four sections of pews within this chapel. You see that there is the podium where the priest would be holding his sermon and everything, and of course the altar where the cross is set up. Do any of you have an aversion to symbols of faith?
No.
All right.
I don't.
Then you're perfectly fine being in holy places. Excellent. All right. So,
Can I just say that Leaf will definitely be counting the cameras as we walk by?
Absolutely.
them.
Go ahead and make me a wits and awareness test. And let me know how many successes you get.
That is 6 successes with a crit.
6 successes. Is it a messy crit or a regular crit?
There is 1 messy crit die and 1 regular crit die.
So that is a messy crit.
Okay.
So.
This is going great so far.
All right. So you do succeed in spotting for cameras. You can see that whenever you were making your pass through and walking into the building, you would have had to pass through a reception area before going into the chapel, and within that reception area, you would have noted that there was a camera, just a single camera. It looks to be a very old one, probably installed in the early 2000s. And, but you do notice that once you're in the cathedral, that there is not any cameras within the cathedral. Not any security cameras, at least. You do see that there is a web camera that is set up on top, like near the ceiling of the back of the cathedral, like just above the doors. But based on the fact that it is after the sermon, you do not see a red light indicating that it is recording, so you do believe that this camera is mostly set up for online services and is currently not functioning. As for the messy crit, the clan compulsion for the Lasombra is ruthlessness, and the Lasombra despise failure and associating it with poor planning or personal declivity. When affected by this compulsion, their blood urges them toward an act conceivable by reaching their goals, whether in the moment or via Byzantine plots lasting centuries. The next time the vampire fails any action, they receive a 2 dice penalty to any and all rolls until the future attempt at the same action succeeds or the scene ends. So, Leaf, you feel your compulsion of ruthlessness come about you. You know that Clan Lasombra are the shadows of the church. They gained their power by infiltrating chapels and the Catholic faith, the Christian faith, all of the faiths. By entering this establishment, you feel that compulsion of ruthlessness, knowing that you are here in charge because you are a Lasombra. You cannot tolerate any failure. The next time you fail any of your actions, you're going to start receiving a 2 dice penalty, but for the rest of the scene, until you fully succumb to, until you commit a ruthless act, you are going to be suffering from your compulsion. So either the next time you fail, you have to either succeed, or you're going to, and alternatively, until you fail and succeed, you are going to be feeling just ruthless.
Okay. So what I heard was, if I fail, I will start receiving a 2 dice penalty. And this will only go away if one of 2 conditions are met.
Alternatively, I can give you a different compulsion, which is the dominance compulsion.
Nope, I am A-okay playing out my clan. Yes, I'm A-okay with this. I just want to make sure that I'm hearing it correctly. So it's either I fail and then I'm successful at being ruthless, or the compulsion goes away if I choose to make an act which is considered ruthless.
Correct.
So those are the 2 conditions in which it will subside.
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Absolutely. So, within the, with your awareness roll as well, within the chapel, and Emeric, you would see him too, because it's very obvious. You do see that there is a clergyman that is present in the room. It appears to be cleaning up after the evening service, and is going about adjusting the pulpits and making sure that the hymnals and the books within those little, what are they called, behind the pews? I forgot the word.
I don't know. I don't know the name for it, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the little slot behind the pews where they put the hymnal books and everything for the songs.
Yeah.
But you see him going about making sure everything is nice and tidy, cleaning up after people. Some people might have left like a bottle of water in the pew and stuff like that. But you see him actively collecting and cleaning up.
Do I see the Bible sitting on the what is it, podium?
The podium or altar. No, you with what you rolled, I would say you do not spot it. The clergyman who is going about cleaning, notices you both and looks up. He appears to be a man in his early 40s, brown hair that is beginning to gray slightly, average-looking individual of Caucasian descent. He's wearing a simple polo shirt and khakis, and he notices you, gives you a polite smile. Oh, hello there. I'm afraid our evening mass just ended a short while ago. Our next service won't be until tomorrow morning.
That's okay, Father.
Oh no, I'm not the father. Father
No.
Michaels is currently packing up for the evening in his office. I'm actually just a simple. I'm one of his assistants.
Right. And your name is?
Oh, my name is Peter.
Peter? I need to speak with him. It's quite urgent. He should be expecting me, or if not, he will be shortly.
Did you have an appointment? Can I get a name?
Yes. I don't have an appointment, but this is a rather urgent matter from the church.
For the church, is everything okay?
That's not something I can really discuss with you as an assistant, unfortunately. I just want to make sure that everything is in order, and if you would please make sure to give my team here everything they need moving forward, and just point me in the direction of his office.
Of course. His office. His office is right this way. I can take you there. He looks to the women. He looks to Leaf. He looks to Lanny, and he looks to Marigold. What are they, and why are they here?
You are to and Emeric is going to make sure to get his attention and look at him, and then he's going to use the forgetful mind.
Okay. And
he will describe that the father has told him that a group will be coming. They will be doing a security audit, and that they are to have full access to the building, to any staff they wish, and to any rooms they need, and to any alarm systems and or security cameras. And he is not to talk about it beyond to anybody.
All right, go ahead and give me your rouse check for the forgetful mind.
Will do. Let's see how that goes. Past that, okay. And then let's see. Do I want to?
You could just take half, and it'll automatic. Like he's immortal. The rolling would just be to determine how many memories you can alter.
Fair enough. I'll just take half then. Yeah, that's
and
fine.
How many would you get with take half?
3.
All right, 3's plenty for this memory. Yeah, you meet his eyes, and he blinks and shakes his head a little bit. Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. My mind. It must be the late hour. Yes, ladies, if you go ahead and get right to work. We've been expecting you, of course. Sir, I will bring you to Father Michael's office. Please, if you'll follow me. And he starts to lead you through. All right. So we're going to focus on Leaf, Lanny, and Marigold as they are now alone in the building, in the chapel. What are you currently going to do?
Leaf will immediately turn to Marigold and wait a few seconds for the men to travel away before she starts speaking. All right, Marigold, you did the recon here. Where's the security room?
The security room is, I think it's in the administration area where Mr. Vale and Peter are heading.
You think or you know?
I'm 90% certain it's through there.
Well, let's hope 90% is good enough. Let's go. And she will just turn around silently and start following.
Marigold begins to walk in the direction of the administrative area, being a little slow to give Emeric and Peter a bit of a heads of a lead, so that way there's no chance of accidentally being spotted. Can you go ahead and give me a Dex and Stealth roll, Leaf? Because you are going up behind them just to make sure that you aren't heard.
I don't know if I would necessarily be sneaking It's
mainly not just a sneaking. It's mainly to ensure you're not being heard as you follow. It's more like a quiet approach. Because you are having to head in the same direction that Emeric and Peter just went.
That's going to be 2 successes.
2 successes. Oh boy. So, as you're walking, you accidentally bump into, like, you turn a corner trying to give Emeric and Peter a lead. And turning the corner, you don't realize that there is a decorative plant that was placed in next to the wall. And you being a stealthy individual, you tend to stick to walls when you're turning a corner. So as you turn the corner to head down that hallway, you accidentally brush up against the leaves. This is a failure. Why you, this is what you do for a living. Why are you even trying anymore? This is unacceptable. This is not appropriate for someone of your stature. You are of Clan La Sombra, and you let a fucking plant, not even a real one, it's one of those fake ficuses, you let that get in your way without even realizing it. And Emeric, up ahead, you can hear the sound of fake leaves rustling, that plastic sound of those just fake plants right behind you. And you can see that Peter notices too and is beginning to turn.
Peter, I told you, those are my team. They may need to go anywhere they need to go. It's for the best. I'm sure you've been briefed, and I'm sure you're going to keep quiet about it. We're on the same page.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation and I'm going to say intimidation roll, Emeric.
Okay.
As he's rolling, in this moment, Leaf will just barely audibly be muttering to herself about this fucking plant, and the ghouls, if they were watching, could probably notice the shadow on the floor behind her start flickering and darkening just a little bit as she barely holds on to her temper.
3 successes on the
3 successes.
Intimidation roll.
Yeah,
Yes.
3 successes is enough. Peter starts to turn, hears you say what you say, and immediately just starts walking forward without having turned his head, and just muttering, yes, of course, I apologize. And he leads you up to a door, Emeric, and opens it to allow you in. Leaf and the ghouls, you 3 are able to continue, though your presence is known that you are in the hallway now, as Marigold leads you over to what she believes the security room to be. And it will be working on opening the door. We're gonna look to Emeric now. Emeric, you are in a small office with a simple desk made of wood. There is several bookshelves in this room containing different types of Bibles and theology books, things of the sort. You see crosses on the wall and candles of patron saints, the kind you would get at like 8th Street in Miami, the ones with that, like those candles that just have the photos of the saints, the Virgin Mary candles and things like that. And you do see an older gentleman, looking to be around late 50s, early 60s. He has the black shirt on, he has the white collar around his throat, and he's wearing black pants as well. And you see him in the midst of packing up for the evening so he can retire from the church for the night. And he looks up as you come in. He has thinning white hair starting to bald around, like very receding hairline, blue eyes, looks to be of Irish descent. Father Michaels looks to you. Is there something Peter, is there something I can help you with? Who's this individual?
Peter, you can leave us, please.
Peter nods and starts to walk away down the hall.
And Emeric walks over to the bookshelf and sort of looks at the bookshelf.
Is there something I can help you with, sir? Are you needing confession? Are you?
No, Father Michaels, I'm here to help you.
Help me?
And Emeric will turn around and look at him. Yes, with your compromised situation. I don't want to say it out loud. Not yours, but the diocese.
He gives you a look, trying to get to what you're inferring, and finally narrows his eyes a little bit. I cannot speak of any of these matters without the attorney that the Vatican provides present.
Of course. And at this point, Emeric is once again going to use Forgetful Mind. And he is going to make him believe that he's expecting a Sullivan Creed, that Sullivan Creed was absolutely sent by the Vatican to help him out, that he has a security team to make sure there's no evidence left around in the building that could incriminate them, and that, this is hopefully going to be able to, the person who can sweep it all under the rug for him.
And he blinks. Oh, give me your rouse check.
Oh, yeah.
And go ahead and roll to see how effective you are in
Again. Yeah.
adjusting the memory.
I'll just roll this one. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I know exactly what the worst. Oh, wow, that's good. 7 successes with a crit. That is not messy.
All right, 7 successes with a crit. This, you effectively rewrite this old man's memories. He blinks, shakes his head. Mr. Creed, thank you so much for coming. I was expecting you, of course. Is your team already hard at work?
They are already hard at work. There are a couple things that I need from you.
Okay.
You recently acquired a relic, a Bible.
He
Yes?
He pauses and thinks for a moment. Yes, it was a Bible that it was donated to the Archdiocese from Mr. Satloff.
Where is it now?
Oh, and you see him go over to one of the bookshelves, and it actually is the Bible is displayed on the bookshelf, on those book stands that hold it aloft, and it's facing outward. It's not crammed in like any other books on a shelf. It's proudly displayed. It is a very, very old Bible, leather bound, with that rose embalmed on the cover. The leather has actually been dyed red, and you can see from the pages that this is thick vellum, just that's yellowed with age. Starting, like, it's kept in, like, for its condition, for when you know it's from, you can see that this Bible has been kept in excellent condition. The person who had it, Prince Isabel, clearly took great care of it, but you can see that it also has seen some use. And he gestures to it. Mr. Satloff donated this, said that dated back to the 15th century. It's written in Castilian Spanish.
Emeric would put down his bag on the desk. I assume there's a desk in the room. Yes.
Yes, there is a desk in the room.
He would open his bag. He would take out some like rubber gloves, purple latex probably, and then look at the father. Did you know about the listening device?
He raises his brows. I beg your pardon?
And Emeric will pick it up and put it in his bag, close it. This bag is protected against such things. Yes, there was a listening device. I don't believe, unless you think you've said anything incriminating in front of the Bible in the last few months.
I mean,
since you've acquired it.
I bring it in here every single time I bring it in here after every mass. I hold my meetings here. Are you sure that there's a listening device in it?
I am almost certain, given what we have learned. But it is okay.
Go ahead.
It is most likely not a remote accessible one. They were probably planning to retrieve it at some high point. So you're probably okay, and we can recover it and see what kind of device it is. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. And this bag will protect, if it is remote accessible, any additional access of the device. It'd have to be very close to actually access it. So it could be one of your staff who might be in on it if that is the case. So I would not talk about this to anybody until you hear from the church.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation and subterfuge.
Okay. Can I blood search this one?
Absolutely, you can blood search this one.
And I'm hungrier, because of course I am.
Yay.
You like me being hungry, I don't know why.
I do. I like it when my players get hungry because it means fun.
It does mean fun. I'll give you that.
It means fun.
4 successes.
4 successes. All right. We're gonna hold on that and move back to Leaf and the ghouls. They are standing in front of the door, and Marigold turns the doorknob and opens it. You see inside this room, it is a very simple laid out room. There appears to be an administrative desk inside, as well as a wall that has a couple of monitors set up, and from the monitors you can see that they are recording live footage of the parking lot, the hallway, the reception area where people go into the chapel. And it appears to be empty currently.
All right, Marigolds, you know the drill. Let's lock the door and get this shit started.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaborations with our partnered vendors: Wolfpack Dice, Ember Fox Dice, Dragon Ink Dice, Bear of the Bard, Champs Tramps, Panshi Artista, and Chromatic Creations US. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpetebynight.com. The official theme song for St. Petersburg by Night is Vampire by Faith and Failure. You can find them at faithandfailure.com. You can follow SPbN on all socials with the hashtag StPeteByNight. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at ko-fi.com/stpetebynight to help keep the stories rolling. Marigold will nod, go over to the monitors, and start fiddling with a computer that is attached to that the monitors are attached to on the desk. Lanny will stand by the wall near the door, keeping guard there. And what are you doing, Leaf?
I am going to be activating my aspects, my heightened senses, and I am going to be both simultaneously watching over Marigold kind of from across the room so I don't fuck anything up, and also listening for any movement out in the hallway.
Of course. I'll say with your, can you roll me a wits and awareness?
Yes. I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Did you include your penalty?
Yes, but then I just realized I didn't even roll my aspects, so give me 1 second. 4 successes.
And that was with the dice, and that was with the dice penalty for your...
Yes, I left out awareness completely for that one.
All right, excellent. Okay, so I'll say that with 4 successes, you are able to hear the conversation in the other room of Emeric essentially gaslighting this poor priest and manipulating.
He has all of this coming to him, and you know it.
Yes, he does. This priest
he absolutely does.
This priest absolutely has it coming for reasons. But you do hear that. You hear the footsteps of Peter anxiously pacing in the hallway. You can hear his heartbeat rapidly. He's nervous because of the situation that's happening right now, but not for reasons that you are actively doing. He's nervous because of reasons that Emeric made him think. But you also hear another set of footsteps that are beginning to approach the room, a pair that you didn't account for initially.
Leaf will look at Lanny really quick and whisper that there's another 2 pairs of footsteps coming down the hallway.
Lanny.
And
go ahead.
And I might have to go out there and take care of it.
Lanny turns her head to the door and listens for a moment. And just as she's starting to listen, you hear the footsteps come to the door, and you actively see the rattling of the doorknob, and then hear confusion. What is going on here? And you start to hear the sound of keys being pulled out of a pocket. What would you like to do?
Give me 2 seconds to read something really quick.
Okay. What are you trying to look up?
Cloud memory.
Do you have cloud memory?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, yeah,
I used it in the
right.
first session.
That's right. Okay, so cloud memory, what it does is you can completely erase the last up to 10 minutes of time from a kind as long as you make eye contact with them. It's basically like it's just a forgetting spell. But you can't replace those memories that you're erasing with other ones. You can just erase them. And it's a free action, doesn't require a blood surge.
Perfect. All right, I have a plan.
Okay.
I'm going to motion for Lanny to stick to the wall behind the door that's going to be opening in a minute. And I'm going to plant myself in front of the door so that they won't be able to look inside because my foot will stop the door from being able to open up all the way.
All right. Lanny goes ahead and positions herself, and you see the door start to swing open, only to make contact with your foot. I want you to give me a... Let's call this this is going to be weird, but a strength and stamina roll.
Okay, and I no longer have the dice penalty, right? Because I was successful?
And hearing something, yes. Wait, no, you still have the penalty because you have to succeed in stealthing again.
That's right. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's 1 success.
1 success. You don't get your foot there in time. The door swings past, you get your foot there, but you don't get it far enough, and it actually just swings past your toe, kind of bumping it a little bit. Kind of hurts. But the door swings open, shielding Lanny from view effectively. But you see a a woman in her early 40s standing there. She's wearing a simple dress that's very modest, cardigan, and she has she has shoulder length, mousy brown hair, and she's looking at you a little confused. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I help you? Is there I didn't know anyone was still here other than the father and Peter. Why are you in here?
As she's talking, Leaf will be noticeably wincing and kind of like lifting her foot up a little bit. Ow, that kind of hurt.
I'm sorry.
Didn't you remember? And she will make eye contact and cloud memory.
Okay. So you use the symbol, like you make her forget, and she blinks, and she looks around.
Leaf will smile at her and say, "Yeah, we just called Father Michael. We're just checking up on the computers. He sent you in to check in on us to make sure that everything was going okay. You remember, right?"
What? No.
And she'll give a big smile.
I'm gonna need you to make a manipulation and subterfuge roll for that one. Because this woman just forgot basically 10 minutes of her life and has no idea how she got into this office. Yeah, she's looking around very confused, like, how did I don't know, I don't remember. How did I get in here? I don't even remember walking here. I was in my car. I was just in my car. I was driving. How did
I got 2 successes.
2 successes? Yeah. She looks at you, she's shaking her head. No, I don't remember speaking with Father Michael. I was just in my car. How in the heavens did I get in here? And she's starting to get a lot louder. She's alarmed at this point.
And Peter is right out in the hallway, right?
Yeah, and you do hear Peter now starting to come in your direction. So
Leaf will step out and not like firmly, but like gently, kind of in her movement of going out, kind of like turn the woman in the direction of Peter and say, "Hey, yeah, Peter, you can back me up, right? We're here to check on the security footage and make sure everything's good. You know, my colleague just asked for you to help us get where we needed to go, right, Peter?"
We're gonna shift scenes in that moment. Emeric.
Yes.
4 successes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You see this man's face pale at you telling him that he's probably had a recording device in his office the whole time, and you see him cross himself and start to visibly sweat a little bit. And you're sure that it's not connected to it's just tied to that thing. Can you destroy it now?
I am not 100% sure it's even in the book, but that's what our sources have said.
Oh, God.
It is currently secured, and we will take great care at a secure location to preserve the integrity of the book. You will not see it again, just for security reasons. So if you need to find a replacement, I recommend you do that.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, of course. I thank you so much for coming and for helping with this. I can't believe this is happening again.
And Father, me, and my team, we were never here.
No, of course. I know how it
we
works.
we can't be linked to this. It could cause problems for you. I don't want to see that.
Yes,
I just want to see you to continue doing what you're doing.
Yes, of course. And it's at this point you start hearing, Emeric, some alarmed voice from down the hall.
Father, who is that?
He looks up. That must be Dolores. She's one of our volunteers here in the administrative office.
Do I hear that? Even with this commotion?
Yeah, you do. With your heightened senses, you can hear Emeric wrapping up his conversation with the father and getting a retreat. You can audibly hear that he has gotten the Bible already, and he's now asking about the commotion down the hall and the person.
Emeric is going to get a sort of a surprised look on his face. Volunteer. That's why we couldn't find her. Father, she's fired. She's no longer welcome in the diocese. I don't care how far you go back. She's fired. She is no longer welcome in the diocese.
She's been volunteering here for about 10 years. I couldn't imagine Dolores doing. Are you sure it's her?
No, I'm not sure it's her, but the name Dolores did come up in some of our investigations. It may be somebody else, but for the safety of you and for the church, she's fired without explanation, and she is no longer welcome in the diocese. It's for the best, I promise you.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation and...
Sure, why not?
A persuasion roll. I'm going to say it's a persuasion roll this time.
I suppose my rhetoric does not come into play here. It's
rhetoric, no.
No, yeah. Okay. See how this goes. 3 successes. I was debating re-rolling 1 dice.
3 successes. You see him just visibly sink at this emotionally, and I suppose if it has to be, it's a shame, but she was a good volunteer. I'll miss her, but I understand.
And I understand your pain. However, this is why we have to avoid these things happening in the future, at all costs.
All right, I'll take care of it. And
thank you.
You see him step outside, open the door, step outside. Leaf, at this point, you see Father Michael step out from the office and just look at the woman who is being hysterical right now in the hallway. Dolores, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you need to leave immediately. And she looks confused. Father Michael, I don't understand what's happening. I don't even remember how I got here. He looks at her. You're being hysterical, Dolores. I need you to leave immediately. This is none of your concern. And frankly, I think it would be better if you found a different church to practice in. And she looks. You see this woman just look torn and heartbroken at what he is saying to her. And even Peter looks shocked at what's transpiring in this moment. And she opens her mouth to argue again. And Father Michael raises his voice. Dolores, I insist that you leave God's house this moment. And you see tears begin to form in this woman's eyes as she turns away, starts walking away, pauses, and then turns back to pull out her keys and start removing one of them from the key ring and hold it out with a shaking hand to the closest person, which would be Leaf.
Leaf sympathetically takes the key out of her hands and gives her a look of pity.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I need you to go ahead and give me a charisma.
No,
and
don't do this to me.
I have to. And no, I have to. It's going to be a charisma and performance. No, not performance. Do you actually feel pity for her?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right. So this would be a charisma and subterfuge to see how well you are faking this expression. And because of your 5 humanity, you take a -1 dice penalty in interactions with humans.
I have no dice to roll.
You have at least 1 dice to roll, and it would be a blood dice.
Complete and utter failure. Nothing
Total
rolled.
failure.
Nothing.
You look at this woman and you try to fake a look of sympathy to her, a look of pity rather. And she just looks at you and you see the color just drain from her face, and she glares slightly and just shoves the key into your hand with a and starts wiping her tears away and turning around and walking away a little bit more aggressively than she had been initially, and heading towards the doors. Behind you, Marigold has been hard at work. Can you go ahead and give me a technology and intelligence roll with hacking to see if she can manually get in and erase the camera footage?
That's going to be 3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah. It's not a hard to crack security system. This is a church where most people have very basic computer skills. Like Excel is considered advanced computer skills in this place. Like the computer is still running like an old Windows system it's not even up to date. So Marigold is very easily able to get in, find where the security camera footage is, and just erase it manually. And she, like, you see her stand up from the desk, give you a nod, but is hardcore judging the system that she had to touch just now. Because it's so out of date, and she hates it. It's running a Windows system that's very old for her, and she's just like, ugh. Freaking boomers.
Leaf will nod at her and say in like a coded message, all circled through.
She nods. Oh, yep, everything seems to be in order on the computer side, ma'am.
Internally, Leaf will be like, I really fucking hope that she understood that I'm requesting a looped feedback system that is just playing the same empty halls and parking lot on repeat. I swear to fucking God. If anything else goes fucking wrong in this stupid fucking mission, I cannot fucking believe it. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Her sassy monologue. Okay, yeah, no. Marigold is smarter than is smart enough to put in a loop. It's not her first rodeo with you and breaking into buildings. So yes, she would have put in a loop as well. But you see her collect her backpack, and Lanny steps out from behind the door as Marigold is picking up to start walking out of the room. And you see Peter and Father Michael's looking both concerned, sad. Like, Peter's looking confused as all hell. He has no idea what just went down. And he's like, Father Michael is beginning to like quietly explain things to him, like about Dolores and how she might have been the one to send notice of the allegations to the news outlets. And Emeric, you're coming up behind with the asset firmly in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the ghouls are out in the hallway along with Leaf, and you are there as well.
And Emeric is going to look over to the father. I think we've done everything we can do. Hopefully you'll never hear from us again. And the both of you are not to talk about this. And he's going to look at the father and then look over at Peter. Is he going to be okay to not talk about this?
Peter looks to you, Emeric, and a little nervous and pale, and he's just like, I mean, I don't know if it's not true though, right? Father Dolores was simply lying, correct? And you see Father Michael get a little rigid in that moment, and like, of course she was lying.
Leaf is gonna interject here and touch Emic's arm and be like, "We're gonna go get our stuff all packed up in the vehicle. It's kind of looking a little cloudy out there, so you might want to wrap this up, boss." Yeah. And she will start taking off at a brisk, seemingly professional, but is actually trying to catch up with that woman to attempt another cloud memory.
Okay. All right. So Emeric, Leaf is walking away with having given you that coded message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Marigold would be with her as well.
Okay. Yeah, Lanny's hanging back for you, with you, Emeric.
Peter.
Yes?
Of course, what she said, I can't go into the details, but we understand what her motivation was, and unfortunately, like many in her position, the temptation of greed is greater than that of the love of God. So I do hope you understand, but I do also hope you understand that you cannot talk about this. If you have social media, it's not going on there. If you have a TikTok, you should not put it there. Am I clear?
Go ahead and give me a manipulation and subterfuge roll.
I'll blood surge this one too, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, I passed.
Yay!
I'm still at 3 hunger. I don't really go to 4 hunger. I have to eat one of these guys.
Maybe.
4 successes.
4 successes. 4 successes is enough. Peter is very nervous, and he still looks very nervous, but you see understanding in his gaze as he just nods swiftly and just, yes, of course. I understand completely.
And there might be others who were working with Dolores, so this really does stay between us. No reports, no nothing.
Of course.
All right, let's go. And he would like look over to Lanny and just start walking away.
Lanny begins walking alongside of you. In the parking lot, Leaf, you've effectively followed the woman outside. You see her getting into a like a cross, like one of those like crossover cars, like a mom car. I can only call it a mom car because I don't know cars very well. But yeah, you see her getting like approaching the passenger, like the driver's side of one of the cars, and is about to get in. Leaf?
Sorry, I was clearing my throat real quick.
Oh, no problem.
Leaf will how close is our vehicle in relation to hers?
They're pretty close. You guys all had the same idea of parking closer to the door as possible.
I mean, we did discuss parking in the back, but that's fine.
I didn't know. I didn't realize. I'm
sorry.
No,
you're fine. You're fine.
So Leaf will try to get as close to our vehicle as possible as she's going to get in. And as Dolores is getting into her car, Leaf will kind of shout out, like, hey, to see if she'll look at her.
She does look over at you, looking a little bit You can see she's visibly crying and looking upset, but like in an angry fashion, but she does look in your direction. What do you want?
I just wanted to say, have a good night. You'll forget about this all anyway. Okay. And she'll cloud her memory and quickly, like, turn around as if she was not interacting with her at all and start putting her bag in the back seat and sliding into the car without another word.
Yeah. As you do that, as you walk away and you're starting to pack up, you do glance to see how she's reacting, and you see her shake her head and look around the parking lot confused, touching her face, and you see her like put a hand to her chest, one to her temple. Oh my God, what's happening with me? How did I get here? Oh God, I might need to book an appointment with a doctor. Where are these I don't remember. Oh God. And you just see her shakingly getting into her car and just quickly starting it, peeling out. And she disappears into the night. Emeric, you and Lanny step out of the building and head over to the car as well. Once you're all in the vehicle, do you exchange any information?
Once we're on the road, probably not in the parking lot,
of course.
I would assume.
Yeah, Lanny will start the car, start driving out towards the Coterie Haven?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unless we will have somewhere else we want to go. I don't know.
I immediately want to give the Bible to Marguerite. I immediately, I would have said,
Fair enough.
Let's do this.
Deliver the Bible.
All right, so you'll head to the Principle of Faith's territory. All right, so Lanny gets the address, starts making her way there. If you all want to have a moment to speak with each other.
Didn't make sense in the end to wipe them. It took too long. Too much went wrong. But I think in the end we succeeded. I think they will stay quiet. And if they don't, what are they going to say?
This fucking sucked.
No, it was fine. It was not... Candidly, I wish we could have... I'm not a violent person, but I think it would have been acceptable in the situation. But we can deal with that later.
At least Dolores will have a wonderful day tomorrow, having to relive everything that happened during a night she can't remember.
Oh, that was mean. That was impressively mean. And it's gonna make her seem even more suspect to show up again and act like she doesn't know what's going on again tomorrow. I think you did good there. I wouldn't have thought of that. I appreciate you, Leaf.
You shouldn't. I definitely fucked up tonight.
What did you fuck up? Everything went smoothly as far as I could tell.
I don't want to talk about it.
Then we won't talk about it. Let's go deliver the Bible. And we'll go from there. It's a really good Bible. I kind of want to keep it. I'm not going to. I'm just saying.
Emeric, I enjoy your company, but for a moment there, I was going to murder you.
I appreciate you not. Like I said, I just appreciate its historical value. It's quite lovely.
I'm sure you will be able to look at it again, but let's not make jokes right now, okay?
I'm not making jokes. I'm simply saying I appreciate the Bible's historical value, and I fully expect that Marguerite is the best person to take excellent care of it.
Actually, Emeric, do you take a look at the Bible before you guys deliver it?
I mean, I would have probably. I mean,
yeah, I would allow it in the car. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
Make sure there's no hidden listening devices.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pull out the Bible as you're driving, look it over, and you see that while it is an old book put together, you do notice that as you're flicking through the pages, that there is recent writing on the first page before any of the actual text of a standard Bible. And
Emeric would recognize this is not from the time period, I assume?
Correct.
Okay.
It's not even in the same handwriting. This is an elegant script that's written in it, instead of like the rigid, like similar writing that most monks and priests would have had to transcribe into the Bibles at the time. So you see that it's an elegant flowing script written in a feminine hand. Just that simply says, I entrust you to hold faith, protect faith, and spread faith throughout my city. And I trust you to be the light that St. Petersburg needs when I am gone. And it's signed Isabella de Navarra.
Emeric would take mental note of that. He wouldn't immediately write it down. He will write it down as soon as he has a moment alone with his notebook. But he would take note of that. And
is there anything interesting in there?
Yeah, there's a inscription. Apparently it was a gift from Isabel. Would you like me to read it to you? Would you like to read it yourself?
You can read it to me. I don't want to ruin anything else tonight.
I entrust you to hold faith, protect faith, and spread faith throughout my city. I trust you to be the light when I am gone. Isabel de Navarra. Simple, but it's direct. I think I would have liked Isabel.
I think I would have liked their duality of nature.
And yeah, Emeric would carefully put the Bible back inside of the case that he is.
Lanny
Carefully made sure not to damage it.
Lanny drives the rest of the way to the Principle of Faith's territory, where, Leaf, you are able to effectively deliver the Bible to the hands of Marguerite Fierson, the Principal of Faith of St. Petersburg, who thanks you and repays you in kind with what you initially agreed on.
Perfect.
And here is where we're going to wrap up this little teaser of St. Petersburg by Night Mementos. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope to see you again here next week as we upload another vignette before our chronicle comes into full swing. Until then, we hope to see you soon and have a wonderful rest of your evening. This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Mementos is produced in agreement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pack. The storyteller for Mementos is Nikki. Tonight's characters were voiced by Lisha, Wex, Lilith, Panshi, and Rowe. Visit our website at stpbynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become a part of our community. Thanks for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.